Deshaun Watson, during the conversation with Doc Rivers, tweeted out, and TJ Jefferson, I need your help, sir. You're our social media grandmaster. This is the use of social media to communicate. I do not kind of understand what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Don, can you put it up? Okay, it's a photograph of him is that a back seat of a car? Okay, it's a side view of him. He's in glasses. He's got a ball cap on. It looks like a guy who's like heading to the airport or something, you know, and he tweets out, I've been trying to have some patience. I told my mama she should pray on it. I know you're laughing. What are you laughing about? I do my news voice, and you're laughing. Chrome hearts with a clear view, and it looks like there's a red line pointed to it. Can you? Well, Well,
I think this is why you brought me on the show, Rich, is to give you guys a little something that you might not have had before. And sometimes people tweet stuff, and you really shouldn't look that deeply into it. It's just what it is. But this is actually lyrics from a song title from Future.
Okay.
And, right before he gets to that line, he says something that I can't really say on Peacock.
Okay.
But to make it Peacock friendly, Future says, diamonds harder than a glacier, ballin' harder than the Pacers. I've been trying to have some patience. Told my mama she should pray on it.
Okay.
So
now you've given us perspective where it's from a song. Mm-hmm. I still don't understand.
Like I said, I think sometimes
he's just talking about a song, but he knows that every single word that he tweets, every single photograph he tweets is going to be parsed by people like me and everyone else.
And I think that's the thing. Sometimes I'll just tweet out a random Biggie lyric. It doesn't mean anything. It's just what
about the fact that it's from somebody named Future? Can we plug it? Can we? I don't know.
Look, it could be. He could think that deeply into it. He's trying to have patience with what his process is right now. And
what is his process? Can we glean from anything right here about his process?
I don't know that you can, unless he wants to go to Indiana.
For the Pacers.
Other than that, I don't think we should look too deeply.
You read into things a little too much.
Thank you, sir. What about at the bottom of the tweet? Could you put it up one more time? Chrome hearts with a clear view. What is that? What can we glean from that?
Well, Chrome hearts is a popular jewelry line. They deal a lot with iron hearts.
Could that be because he's got some serious bling on his left wrist and right wrist? Could this be just an advertisement for
Chrome Hearts?
For Chrome Hearts?
Who knows? I mean, it could be. But I think the biggest part is maybe we look too much in the tweets sometimes, and maybe we should just take them for what they are.
So I am appreciative of you being our social media grandmaster, so you can let us know the ins and outs of social media and things of that stretch and that nature. I'm wondering, who's that person doing it for Cal McNair right now?
The opposite of the person who's doing it for Deshaun.
Seriously, like who's doing it for Easterby? If it's Easterby doing it for Cal,
jeez, that would explain a lot.
Because certainly if they're only communicating via text, hey, got your message, got back from vacation or whatever, and just here's a Future lyric. And they're just trying to figure out what he wants. Why won't he just say I want out like Harden? Why hasn't he done that?
I think, Rich, because
maybe he doesn't want out. Deep down he wants this to work, but he wants it to be heard.
If he comes out and says it, then there's going to be a group of people who are going to instantaneously turn on him.
Like
right
who?
Off the bat.
I think Texans fans would turn on Matt. If he says, I want out of here, I don't think I don't know of a single Texan fan. I don't know many, but people can call here. I don't know of a Texan fan that would blame it on Deshaun.
Well, a lot of times sports fans hate the fact that these athletes have the ability to kind of chart their own course. So I do believe that as soon as a guy comes out and says, I want out, there are a group of people who will then turn on him because they just don't like the fact that he has the ability. So maybe his silence is golden.
I'll tell you what, though, this is I know I would proffer to say there are many NFL players rooting for Deshaun Watson to get out of Houston. And it's not because, Houston's such a stout opponent with him here, let's break up the Texans. It would be to on behalf of NFL players pull off something that's an NBA player move. I think Watson has a ton of players rooting for him, and NFL management trying to basically say, Cal, get your stuff together and keep this guy here, because there, but for the grace of the football gods, go you with your star player. You better make sure your star player is not just financially taken care of, but everything else. Because if Deshaun can speak this into existence, just like what Harden did to the Nets, and as I started the show by saying how Harden's doing with the Nets is definitely not helpful for the Texans with Deshaun. You know, this is I don't know. If he's saying that there's patience and there's a future lyric, then maybe there's an opportunity for some sort of reconciliation. You're telling me don't read anything into it is basically what you're saying. Unless there's something to read into.
Unless there's something.
Thanks, TJ. Great job. Cal McNair on line one for you. Maybe that's another thing we could do here on the Rich Eisen Show. As you know, I'd like to start RES Consulting.
RES Consulting.
Because if owners and NFL teams are going to hire, head hunting search firms and give them copious amounts of money, and then in the case of the Texans, not even listen to their advice, we could do that for them.
Oh, no doubt.
Right? Maybe we can, RES Consulting, help decipher social media for NFL management. Again, remember how many times somebody had to probably bring to Tom Coughlin's attention something on social media, like, who's that guy? Right? And who's the person also when something would happen that would affect the decision that Commissioner Goodell would make? Who's that person? This is okay, Commissioner. This is what was tweeted out. Who is the person that had to tell Aunt Rooney what was being Facebook lived out? Who is the person that had to tell Mayock what Antonio Brown was up to, or Gruden? Each organization has to have that person. Maybe it could all be centralized and let us do it.
RES Consulting.
And you're the one to do it. It'll be nonstop. We could just start with the NFL and then branch out to all sports.
We need to diversify our incomes, guys. Let's do this.
You know what I mean?
Research the tweet, whatever the post
that
we look at.
RES Consulting. You need a coach. You need a general manager. We'll tell you. We know.
And we have expertise on a lot of different levels here, man. Like Tufo, Broadman, you, me,
no
Don
doubt.
Bowie.
Somebody had to let Cal McNair know what Deshaun Watson just tweeted out, and he has to be as absolutely in the dark about it as I am. Okay? And somebody has to tell him, A, Deshaun tweeted this out, and B, this is our assessment of what he's trying to communicate to you. That's a commodity that I think we could provide, don't you think?
I'm with you, Rich.
What do we charge per tweet? What do we got?
I don't know. Let's come up with a business
It's
plan.
a case-by-case basis.
Mike, let's make the PowerPoint first.
Got it.
And then get a link, and then get a LinkedIn account or whatever you're supposed to do.
I got a LinkedIn account. I'm good.
Oh,
Fellas,
God.
we're about to get paid.
You and Chad Henne.
We're about to get paid.
RES Consulting. Here we go.
Here we go.
Although our first assignment with Deshaun is a big shrug emoji. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.